Hello and welcome to The Word, bringing you the good news of Jesus Christ every day from the order of preachers around the world. Today, the Church celebrates the memorial of Saint Pius X, Pope, and from the United States, we hear from Sister Beth McCormick. Sister Beth is a member of the Dominican Sisters of Hope and lives in Croton-on-Hudson, New York. Her preaching today is entitled Measuring Our Love.
A reading from the Gospel of Matthew. When the Pharisees heard that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a scholar of the law, tested him by asking, "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these two commandments." Is there a more misunderstood word than love? As used in the familiar gospel passage we just heard, its understanding seems very clear and simple. It's actually not romanticized or sentimentalized as it often has become. Jesus declares that love of God and of neighbor stand as the summation of the whole law and the prophets. Nothing is more important for a Christian disciple. In his beautiful encyclical Magnificat Humanitas, Pope Leo calls for a civilization of love rather than a culture of power. He notes that it was St. Pope Paul VI who coined the phrase, a civilization of love, and that today we must resolutely recover this vision. For the civilization of love, he writes, is no naive utopia, but rather a demanding project which consists in translating charity into structures of justice, giving institutional form to fraternity and regarding others, whether individuals or peoples, as allies necessary for building the common good." End quote. How does each of us become one of those allies in this demanding project? Besides our personal reflection on our gifts and limitations for the action that we will do, there is, in addition, the opportunity to observe others who have taken the demand to heart and embarked on the task of building the common good. For example, I recently read the story of Carrie Rollins. She is retired from 34 years of teaching art in the public schools around Springfield, Ohio, where she lives. You will remember this town in Ohio for its place in the news a while ago with the story of the 12 to 15,000 Haitian immigrants who settled in Springfield when it had become a very run-down place. The Haitians who settled there, by their presence and hard work, brought Springfield back to life. Now, however, our government will not extend their TPS status and are ready to deport them. I think maybe have already begun to do so. Carrie is the volunteer executive director of the local St. Vincent de Paul Society. She has enlisted a very large corps of volunteers to do everything in their power with her leadership to help their Haitian neighbors, from getting passports for newborns to finding lawyers, translators, language teachers, along with financial assistance. When asked how she does it all, her answer, it's just about loving your neighbor. Few of us will be asked or called to the heroic dimensions of love that Carrie Rollins has been. Yet her example, and that of others like her, show us just how much the second of the two great commandments, to love your neighbor, is really the measure of the first, to love God. We dare not claim we love God with our whole being if our lives do not reflect that love in whatever practical assistance we are able to give to others. So the word love need not be misunderstood. We can always be what Catholic Charities now call the hope around the corner, or we might add next door, or down the street, or across town, or country. Wherever there is another person or persons in need of help. The gospel is clear and simple, but the doing of the gospel command can be tough and tedious. Let's pray that for all of us, it may always be simply our way of life, the ground of our being, the rhythm of our lives, the bulwark against our indifference, remembering that our love of neighbor is the measure of our love of God.